Why should they have to pay to get what's there to help them? So connect them. They can make an appointment on our website, or they can call 211. But we'll get you whatever resources you need to help get the word out. We did have a site list that was sent out recently that we are have to make changes. We make changes all the time. We left a couple sites off, a couple we need to take off. We do have sign language interpretation interpreters available. So some sites have Haitian Creole speakers, some have Spanish. So we have things out to help everybody. So reach out. And if you have any clients or anybody you know that's having issues with a previous tax return with the IRS, have them reach out to us as well, because we do work with the Low Income Tax Clinic to help resolve those issues. And if anybody has any questions, just reach out.
Thank you, Patrice and Mary. Patrice, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No, we'll just put all those links in the chat for you.
Okay, wonderful. Next, I would like to introduce someone who you may not have met yet from our United Way team. She previously was working part-time within our We Care program and has recently moved to full-time status as our We Care engagement coordinator. I would like to introduce Angela Hernandez.
The office, right?
Hi, so I'm Angela and I'm the engagement coordinator for We Care. So today I'm going to talk to you guys more about the We Care program because you might not know how.
Oh, we are getting a lot of feedback. If you are not speaking, if you could go ahead and mute yourself.
And like they said.
Thank you. All right, go ahead, Angela. Oh, Angela, now you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So as I was saying, we're a program with the Florida Department of Health. We're not an insurance program, but we're a medical specialty program. The way that we work is that we get referred by the doctors. The patients cannot self-refer, but we don't take into account their status. The only thing that matters to us is that they are resided for at least 6 months here in the county, and we take into account their income. And also, the way that we work is that we offer the provider sovereign immunity, and they can have continued medical education credits, and also they get discounts in their licensing fees. So it's honestly a win for the providers and a win for the patients because everyone should get seen no matter their status or whether they're insured or not. Another thing is that we go case by case, so we do have to review it. Once we get the patients, we send them an application form. So if you guys would know anyone that is interested or maybe wants to know more about this, especially with everything going on right now, please reach out to Madison or I'll put my email down below and I can give them more information on how they can get into our program. Our main goal, honestly, in We Care is to just connect every individual that needs acute medical care to a compassionate provider that would like to help them because we're trying to close the bridge and the gap in the healthcare access, making sure that everyone gets seen and the care that they need, and like no matter their status. So thank you.
Thank you, Angela. So this is definitely a life-saving program. So if you have clients that, maybe they're single mom, facing a cancer diagnosis, or they've had some life-changing diagnosis, there is hope, and we have a generous amount of providers. Angela, Brenda, and Georgina, they have great relationships with those providers. And so we definitely would love to get those clients into our We Care program. So please reach out if you have any clients that would qualify for that. So thank you, Angela. Next, I'm going to invite another Angela. So we're going to do that back to back. Our Angela Fischler, whom I know many of you work with on the fund distribution side, but she's going to be speaking today about our resiliency hubs. Angela. Angela, you may be muted.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm having to use my phone because I couldn't get on the computer, so I apologize. Yes, thank you for the introduction, Madison. I'm Angela Fischler, and I'm Associate Director of Community Impact. And our Resiliency Hub program is really something that is close to my heart. It's one that many of you are probably somewhat familiar with. We used to call them United Way Hubs, but they're now United Way Resiliency Hubs. I'm sorry, we used to call them United Way Houses, and they're now United Way Resiliency Hubs. We have 20 locations throughout Lee, Hendry, and Glades, and the model is that it's a outward-facing facility that's managed by one of our partner agencies, where individuals and families can come and receive wraparound social services. So a typical United Way Resiliency Hub may have a food pantry, may also have staff on hand who can help people register for benefits, help them through the registration process for SNAP, may also provide childcare services or counseling services. So what I wanted to share with you all is that with these locations, we also offer the benefit to other 501c3s in the community that if you're looking to provide services to a community where you don't have a physical brick and mortar location, but you know that there are clients you could serve there, please reach out to me because we allow agencies to use space in each of these facilities where we have availability. Some of them are kind of tiny and it's a little trickier, but many of them we have either flex offices or an office where you could come and meet with a client. So if that would be a blessing to your agency to be able to serve people in a community that you're not don't currently have a presence in, please reach out to me. And I'm going to lean on Madison to type my email in the chat, please, since I'm not able to do that on my phone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I did post the link to our locations of United Way Resiliency Hubs. I know a lot of you are already partners, or maybe in the past you've done special events in these locations, or you've had an ongoing presence. We definitely would love for you to bring your programs and services into these vulnerable communities to further your reach and to better serve our folks out there. So thank you, Angela. Next, I would like to introduce Jim Sanger to talk a little bit about our Gifts in Kind and our School Resource Center. Jim.
Thank you, Madison. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see so many of you on here tonight or today. Let me just tell you a little bit about our Gifts in Kind, the purpose of our program, and it's really to leverage budget dollars of the agencies and give an outlet for donors to have a greater impact in the community. And what we do is when there's a disaster in our community or an emergency, whether it be weather-related, fire, personal, we try to reach out through the agencies to the clients, and we provide them products to get them back on their feet. And we rely on local and national donors to do this. And the products that we have available are building materials, clothing, home goods, furniture, toys, office supplies, you name it. We probably had it come through the warehouse. And like I said, we work with about 140 agencies and programs right now and their clients. And the way to become an agency is pretty simple. You just need to be a 501c3 with an active, good EIN number. You need to be doing some disaster recovery work or emergency work, which most all of you are. And you need to have a presence in Lee, Hendry, or Glades County. And once you have that, there's a couple simple rules to get you involved in our program. Beyond that, it's basically you can't sell the goods that we give you. Everything that we give you is brand new in a box for the most part, and it is free. So we don't want you selling that out in the community. That kind of ruins the spirit for our donors. So I'm going to put my name in the chat, and if you're not in the program now and you'd like to be, you can email me and we'll work on a way to get you in there. Beyond that, I'd like to tell you about another piece of our Gifts in Kind program called the School Resource Center. And the School Resource Center is a partnership that we have with Lee County School District and Glades and Hendry School Districts, where we work with social workers and the guidance counselors in the schools who identify students and or families that are in need. And the things that we were able to provide for them through this program are clothing, school uniforms, school supplies, and hygiene products. And so we work really closely with the school district and the counselors. It's a totally anonymous program, so we don't know who the kids are. We just know them by a code in our system, basically. Child A, and we serve them with those products. And again, I'll put the contact for there. If you have someone that you know is in need, refer that family to the guidance counselor at their school, their local school, and we can help them out. Thank you, Madison.
Thank you, Jim. And I know that this is a lot of information. We're touching on a lot of programs kind of in a condensed timeline, but we just want to give you an idea of some of the services. We're not covering all of the resources that United Way has currently. We try to incorporate them throughout the year, but we just wanted to kind of start off this 2025 with some of these that maybe you're not accessing fully, or maybe you haven't heard of before. But we are doing it in kind of a condensed manner. So this is being recorded. We will share this link with all of you. So if you haven't captured all the information we've given so far, don't worry. We will give you a synopsis of this. And then, of course, all of our programs and services are always on our website, and I'll make sure that we have that general link in the chat as well. But to round out our United Way portion, a service and a program that I know just about everyone on this call has either utilized or had clients that utilize our 211. It's certainly a staple of our United Way, and a program that we're just so thrilled to be able to provide the community. And so I would like to invite our Vice President of 211, Gail, to share a little bit more information.
Good afternoon. I'm very happy to be able to talk with you today. In a nutshell, 211 is a call center that our purpose is to connect community members with resources, partners, information on health and human services. So we play the role of connecting people in need with organizations like yours that provide services and help. And so we get calls for everything you can imagine. Currently, we're getting calls for VITA. We're helping to register our community for the tax service. It's cold out. We've been getting calls in the last couple of days about where the cold weather shelters are. And so we can connect people with where they can go to get in out of the cold. So really any need that someone might have that would be a health and human service need, they can give us a call. We have a database that has over 900 resources in it. Most of you are in it, and the programs that you provide are in it, and we try to match the person's need with the service in the community. We'll provide them that information. We empower them to call to get assistance, and then we follow up with them to see if they got the assistance or not. And if they didn't, we'll try to give them another resource. So we try to get them connected to actually help resolve the resource. One of the pieces of our 211 is our Mission United program. And that's basically the same as 211, but it's meant for our veterans and our first responders. And we actually have veterans and first responders on staff who will make that connection with a veteran. It's hard to ask for help for anyone, but a veteran who's been trained to serve others, to have them ask for help is difficult. And so we actually have veterans who will talk with them and help them access resources, not only that everyone in the community is enabled to access, but there's specialty resources for veterans, making sure that they are getting the services that they're entitled to and the benefits they're entitled to and matching them up with that. So we are really easy to find. Dial 211. If you don't want to call 211, we have a 9-digit number, so you can dial the 239-433-3900. Both of those are easy to remember. And if you're not sure where to start, you can always start with 211. We will help connect you. If we're not the person, we don't have the answer, we will try to find that person and connect you with them. So always call 211, and we will do our best to connect you with whatever information and resources that you need. Thanks, Madison.
Thank you, Gail. And Gail, if you wouldn't mind dropping, obviously we all remember 211, but the other number, if you'll put that in the chat as well, just so everybody has easy access to that. So again, I know that this is a lot of information, and there is no wrong door into our United Way. So if you're not sure who to reach out to, you can reach out to any of us, and we are happy to get you connected with the appropriate resource for your agency, for your clients, for your staff, and really make that connection for you. Now, I know that there has been a lot of speculation throughout our network about what the change in the administration may mean to the families that we serve, particularly on the subject of immigration. I'd like to thank Lee County Legal Aid, Shay Fluharty, Amigos Center, Cliff Smith, Jim Nathan, for all providing insight and context on some of this speculation over the last couple months. I want to be very clear. Rest assured, United Way, we remain committed to supporting our partners through whatever challenges our community may face. So earlier this month, we sent out some Know Your Rights type documents that Amigos Center provided from their partner clinic. I want to also thank Kathleen Bordeaux with the Community Center for Social Integration. She helped translate some of those documents to Haitian Creole to make them a little more accessible. So we have them in 3 languages now. So thank you. And we are going to be holding a special edition of the HSIN on February 13th, which will be focused entirely on any more announced changes or anticipated changes to immigration law. So we will have a special meeting with more time to kind of dive deeper with our partners, to touch on things that we foresee coming and things that have already rolled out, because we see things are happening fast across the network of social services, especially as it relates to immigration. So I encourage all of you to attend, but certainly those who serve populations that are going to be directly affected by these potential changes. And quite frankly, I think that really is everybody, because a change to one part of our population here in Southwest Florida does affect all of us. So I do encourage you to participate in that. We'll have more information coming. I believe the calendar invite has gone out. If not, it will follow this meeting, and we will make sure that you have all the information for that. But before then, we would like to invite Amigos Center to speak a little bit more about the provided documents that were sent out, and maybe answer any preliminary questions you may have before we take that kind of deep dive in February. So I believe I saw Lindsay Ray on the call. Lindsay.
Hi everybody. I'm Lindsay. I'm an attorney here at the Amigos Center. This is Christina. She's a U.S. Department of Justice accredited representative. And we just want to go over 3 key points when you have immigrant population that is concerned about something, but it's not necessarily something you do. So the most important thing is to refer them to a qualified legal practitioner, which sounds really basic. They need immigration help, send them to someone who can give them immigration help. But there's so much fraud in this area. So you want to make sure that they get to an attorney or they get to a U.S. Department of Justice accredited representative. Immigration is kind of a specialized field of law where somebody who is a non-attorney can become qualified to practice law if they work for a nonprofit and they have the proper training and are supervised by the U.S. Department of Justice. So anytime that you have a client who's maybe unsure if they're going to, a qualified person, you can look up an attorney's name through their state's bar website to make sure that they are an attorney and that they're in good standing. And you can look up under the U.S. Department of Justice, you can find out if somebody truly is a U.S. Department of Justice accredited representative. So you want to make sure that somebody is being directed towards one of those 2 types of people. And so they can always get the person's name and then come back and check with you. Part of that also of making sure they go to the right person is make sure they don't go to the wrong person. So the American Bar Association has coined the term notario, which we know is kind of a translated word from English into Spanish, a notary, a notario. But in Spanish-speaking countries, somebody who's a notario is qualified to help them with legal matters, does have a higher education and stuff. But here, it's a word that just means notary public. So The ABA calls notarios somebody who is an individual who represents themselves to be qualified to offer legal advice or services in the area of immigration, but who has no such qualification. So the first thing you want to do is warn clients about notarios. So one of the flyers that went out is this stop sign. We have them, we sent them out, we got them, like Madison said, from Clinic, which is the Catholic Legal Immigration Network. They're available on their website, but these stop signs can go up in your lobby, and it just says like, hey, don't let somebody who says they're a notario or just offer general legal services who really isn't qualified. Just watch who you're getting help from. These are posted in our office, and they're great to post in any office who might have immigrant traffic. Similarly, we have this one, which goes over kind of all 3 points that we're going to go over today, but either one or both, we have them all in our lobby. But this one talks about don't be a victim of a notario scam, make sure you know your rights, and then make sure you're prepared in case there is an emergency. So I'm going to come back to this one a little bit. But the first point is make sure they get to an attorney or a U.S. Department of Justice accredited representative, and make sure they are not with a notario. The second piece is have them make sure that if you can, that they have access to know your rights cards. The Immigrant Legal Resource Center for a long time, and maybe they'll go back to it later, used to, for nonprofits, have these red cards available that you could order 1,000 at a time and they were free. The demand is so high right now that you can't, but we have printable little cards. So that was one thing that went out. They look like this: English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole. And the person can either memorize what the card says, you know, I'm exercising my right to remain silent or to speak to an attorney or whatever it is, or they can simply hand the card to law enforcement and just use that as their way of exercising their right to remain silent. So having copies of these cards in the languages that in which they're available, I think Clinic might even have additional languages. But having those cards, there they are, available would be very helpful. So either available to print or out in your lobby. They're so nice for people to just be able to take. And then the last thing that we have, you know, available for our clients, and then you could too, is this emergency planning guide, which we also have in Spanish, English, and Haitian Creole. It's not as much related to immigration as it is like in case there is some sort of immigration issue, they can have everything written down for themselves in one place. It talks about how they can protect their property, how they can protect their minor children, how they can get, you know, temporary custody to somebody. It talks about how if an undocumented parent or parents of a U.S. citizen can prepare their U.S. citizen child, should that child be taken out of the country. They should have a passport because they can get back in, essentially they're US citizens, but it's really, really hard to get a passport for the first time outside of the country. So if they can get their passport while they're here and just have that as one of the things they can be prepared for. These are the same, this is very similar or the same to what we gave out 8 years ago now, after the Trump administration took office in 2017. And a lot of our clients really liked having the packet and liked, you know, just having this checklist where they knew everything that they needed was in one spot, and they could get to it in case of emergency. Beyond that, we know a lot of people have, a lot of our clients have questions. I'm sure a lot of your clients have questions. You know, get in contact with us. We're happy to share anything. At this moment, 4 days in, we don't, or this is the fourth day, right? 2021, 22. Yeah, this is the fourth day in. There's a lot of talk and there's a lot of things going on. Nothing has happened yet. We've participated in a bunch of trainings where we unfortunately think that some programs could end. There's a lot of confusion about what is written like in a statute versus what was an executive order. You know, it's a lot. Some programs are going to be easier to end than others. And then another thing clients, it's hard to talk about this stuff, but another thing clients should know is just because something goes away doesn't mean it can't come back. That happened under the last Trump administration with the DACA program, for example. The last Trump administration tried to end temporary protected status. We know we have thousands and thousands of people in Southwest Florida with temporary protected status. And then ultimately, kind of going full circle, is if you have a client and something happens or they think something's going to happen to their legal status, recommend that they come and talk to somebody at Legal Aid, at Amigos Center, at Cape Coral Community Bridge. When you go to Department of Justice through the website at Office of Legal Access Programs, you can find every organization like Amigos Center that is recognized by the U.S. Department of Justice. And they can go to any one of these and say, hey, for example, I have TPS. This Trump administration has said that they're going to end TPS in 60 days. Can I do something? Sometimes they're carrying around a golden ticket and they don't even know. Sometimes there's another program that they qualify for. There's a family member who can petition them. And each person really should be seen by somebody to analyze all of their options. It's easy for them for anybody to look online and think, oh, I don't qualify for this, or nothing. I saw an attorney 5 years ago. I know I don't qualify for anything. Family status and immigration status are always changing. And so if anything big does come along, recommend that or help them find somebody that they can go and share their specific story with to see if we can get them put into another program. And then ultimately, sometimes, unfortunately, there isn't another program for them to be put in. But if they come into an office like Amigos Center, Legal Aid, Cape Coral Community Bridge, Catholic Charities, they go somewhere like that, we're also going to tell them, hey, right now, there's nothing for you. We're not going to file anything fraudulent and get you removed. So, we're going to educate the client on that. And then we're going to also tell them things that they can be doing in case that the worst thing happens and they have an interaction with immigration authorities. We're going to remind them, if you've been living here for 10 years, if you don't have arrests, if you've been filing your taxes, there's all of these things that might make it possible for you to defend yourself against a removal or a deportation case, and you may win the right to stay anyway. And that's kind of the idea of getting them to the proper practitioner or somebody who's properly licensed. So getting the information out in your lobbies would be incredibly helpful. And then always, contacting us. I can't speak for all of those agencies I just mentioned, but I'm sure it's a very similar situation. We're small. We don't answer every single phone call, but we do answer every single voicemail. So if clients call and they miss us, they can call us back, and all of our clients know they can always just walk in too, and eventually they're going to find us. But tell the clients to please reach out. Remind them that if they speak to a qualified practitioner, everything is confidential. Nobody's going to share their information. There's nothing that can be made worse by speaking to somebody who knows what they're talking about when it comes to immigration. Anything else?
Sounds wonderful.
Okay, so we have, if you need any more resources, I think they're coming along in the email, but we're here if you need anything or if new issues come up.
Lindsay, Christina, can we open it up for just a couple questions?
Sure.
Okay. All right, we did get one in the chat from Amy Turner. Is there any cost for a client to meet with you at the Amigos Center?
We have a consultation fee of $40, but we can waive, reduce, stagger fees. We do it all the time. If a client comes to us in great need, all they need to do is tell us that they can't afford the consultation. It's something we anticipate we're going to be doing a lot, because the most important thing for us right now is to get the information out. So we always, our policy in general, we're not going to let it sink us, but is we don't turn anyone away for the inability to pay. So tell them to call, we're going to get to them, and we'll figure something out.
Thank you. Any other questions for Lindsay or Christina? If you have a question, you can raise your hand.
How many
Oh,
offices?
One quick update. They did just remove the COVID-19 vaccine from the medical exam. And so we have had some clients that haven't wanted to go forward with the case because they didn't want to get the COVID vaccine. and it was removed, I believe yesterday. So that is one change that just happened.
Thank you. And Mary has a question. How many offices do you have and what areas?
We have one. We're just one. We're one office. We're 3 practitioners and our legal assistant. So we're a staff of 4. We are in Fort Myers off of Colonial and Summerlin.
I have to share, they are also our community impacts department's neighbors. So excellent neighbors. All right, Angela.
Thank you. I just wanted to share that, we will have an opportunity to dig deeper into this on the February 13th call, and that's at 8:30. Madison had mentioned that we'd be sending out invites. I think that many people had this forwarded to them, and so we may not have all of your contact information, but Madison attached to the calendar invite for today an email that went out on January 10th. Many of you probably received that email directly from Tina, but it provided all of those handouts that that Lindsay was referencing, and it also has the link for that meeting. So we don't have a calendar invite to send to everyone, but that meeting, the link to get into that meeting on the 13th is in the body of that email. So I think my email address is still in the chat. If you don't have that email, or for some reason you're worried about not being able to get into the meeting on the 13th, please just email me. Thank you.
Sure. And Lindsay, there is a request for your email in the chat. Would you mind dropping that in there?
Sure.
Thank you. And we have a question from Kathleen, or a comment.
Yes, that's a question. I'm trying to have some live podcast. I would like to know if the attorney would like to sit with us and be one of our panel person to talk to the Haitian community, and I will be there to do the interpretation and translation for them. Is that possible?
Are you?
Yeah, I think that we're happy to make that connection for you and Amigos. We can certainly follow up and work on that. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for our partners? Yes, Cindy.
Lindsay, you mentioned a medical examination, and I heard that the COVID vaccine is not required. Can you give just a little background about what that medical examination is required for, or what part of the process?
You want to do?
It's for the green card. So if somebody's doing citizenship, somebody's doing a work permit, they're not doing it's if somebody's applying for their green card for the first time. And then they're looking for contagious diseases such as syphilis, TB, or that somebody's vaccinated. Or drug use. That's what they're looking at. So if somebody's coming in from outside the US, they're doing a medical exam in the foreign country before they come in with a green card. If somebody's in the US trying to get a green card, they have to submit a medical exam. That's the only time. So not all cases require a medical exam.
Okay, and are there resources available for folks who might not have that access to care for that examination?
I mean, it's a list of doctors that immigration puts out. You have to go to one of those doctors. I don't think any health insurance pays for it. I think you have to pay, but there's some health departments do. I think Collier County sometimes do it, and that's at a lower cost. And then sometimes you can get your vaccinations through the health department rather than through the doctor, and so you can save some money that way.
Thank you. They do it also at DOH, Lee County Health Department, through the refugee program. I will urge people to continue to come before anything else changes, because there's also a fee for that. I think they charge them $90 for that.
Thank you. Any other comments? Questions? Okay, well, I encourage you all to join us in February for that, to not only hear further from Amigos Center, but also from some of our other partners working in this space. It should be a very interesting discussion, and you know, the way things are moving so quickly, I'm sure there'll be a lot of ground for us to cover by early February. So thank you to Amigos Center for sharing that information, for being, you know, so wonderful with sharing those documents to everybody. And like I said, we will push them out again, just in case anyone was on this call that maybe came after the fact or does not have access to that calendar invite. So thank you. Now I would like to open it up for our report outs that we do, as I kind of alluded to at the beginning of this. If you have started a position within your agency, or maybe you're new to social network as a whole over the last few months, we would love to have you introduce yourself to the network, to share any upcoming events that your agency may have, to share any resources that you have that may benefit another partner, or maybe you're looking for a partner on an event or space or anything like that. I would love to open it up to the collective. Just raise your hand and I'll call on you in the order that they come. All right, we have Jenny. And just remember to unmute and share your name and your agency.
Hi, I'm Jenny Macias with Senior Friendship Centers. I am the Director of Program Initiatives, so I'm new to my role. I specifically oversee our senior centers that are mainly in Sarasota and Venice, but I also oversee our Friendship at Home department, which we do work out of in Lee County as well. So Denise Dulcio is our Friendship at Home coordinator. We also have a program that I'm excited to learn more about, the volunteer portal with you guys with United Way of Lee County, because we have a relief respite care for caregivers in Lee County that we are actively trying to recruit 2 more stipend paid volunteers. So if you have clients that are in need of respite care or volunteers that are willing to do respite care for caregivers in Lee County, please reach out to us. I'll put my email in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Welcome. All right, Cora.
I am with the Early Learning Coalition of Southwest Florida. We offer subsidies for childcare services for Lee, Hendry Glades, and Collier. We wanted to let people know that the VBK applications for academic year 2025-2026 have now opened. So those are for little ones that are going to be on or before September 1st. They can do VBK in August of 2025. They can complete the application online. We also have 2 offices in person that can help them, one in Lee County, one in Collier. They don't have to come to an office though, and we review those and approve them in the date order that they're received. For last year, we received over 8,000 applications. We've already received over 2,000 for next year. So it's busy, but there's no real cap on that because it is state funded. So feel free to refer little ones over to our program.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the work you do with our little families out there. All right, Heather.
Hi, everyone. My name is Heather Singleton. I am in a new role at Community Cooperative. I am the Education and Social Services Manager. We are currently actively seeking partners to come in our cafe daily. We serve a hot meal from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. So if it's something that you think would benefit our clients, we would love people to come in and tell our clients about services that they might benefit from. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you, and congratulations, Heather, on your role there. All right, we have Lenita.
So clearly I'm new. I'm still trying to figure out how to use all this. So my name is Lenita. I'm with NAMI. That's National Alliance on Mental Illness. And I'm new to the organization in a working capacity. I'm a family member, so that's my connection here. And NAMI is responsible. We have support groups, crisis intervention trainings, and we do mental health education in the community. And I'm assuming probably most people here know of NAMI. They're pretty connected in the community. So the support groups and everything in the community are free of charge, which I think is such a great resource that I'm hoping to help bridge that gap, in the community to get everybody connected there. We have a big walk that we do once a year coming up in March. And of course, I'd love to invite everybody to that. So I don't know, I could probably pop something in the chat, or if people want to connect, I can leave my email. I'm not really sure, but this is my first one joining in, so.
Well, welcome to the network. Thank you for being here. Yes, feel free, if you have a link to the walk registration, you're welcome to put that in the chat along with your email. My daughter and I will be there. We're looking forward to going over the bridge. It's a beautiful evening walk, so thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Andrea.
Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm from New Horizons of Southwest Florida. We're an after-school tutoring, mentoring program, and we also have faith building with our program. We K through 12. We serve under-resourced families free of charge Monday through Thursday, and we're there to serve the families who need us. We base our registrations on families that are, at the poverty level, and also those who have non-English speaking homes. We have a variety of things that we look at, but we have after school clubs that are from Fort Myers, Estero, Bonita, and Lee County.
Thank you, Andrea, for sharing. Okay. We have Maria.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maria Cadigan. I am the Child Planning Coordinator with South Central and Southwest Early Step. This is my first meeting, and thank you for having me. I just wanted to let everyone know we are always serving families with infants and toddlers with developmental delays, disabilities, or conditions that put them at risk for a developmental delay. We serve babies birth to their 3rd birthdays, regardless of income or insurance. So there's never an out-of-pocket expense to the family. We have family resource specialists in our program, and they're people that have that lived experience. We have service coordinators, so every family will receive a service coordinator, and then depending on the child's and the family's needs, they will also receive a provider, which could be a speech therapist, occupational therapist, infant toddler developmental specialist, physical therapist. It just really depends on the child and the family's needs. But families are always welcome to join it, to refer. They don't have to wait for a diagnosis. If they have concerns, if you have concerns and the family wants to be referred, anybody can make a referral at any time.
Thank you, Maria. I love having all these new faces in the meeting here. So thank you for joining us. We have Lauren.
Good afternoon, everyone. Lauren Walker from Hope Clubhouse. We have a lot of exciting things going on this year. We've launched a capital campaign to renovate our space, and we are a community of support for adults living with a mental illness. So they come to us, they help us run our agency, we help connect them with resources, and we have an employment program that we actually just got a grant for through American Heart Association. So we will be expanding that and adding another coordinator to help. So we are looking for additional employment partners for both transitional and supportive employment. And then we're also launching a young adults program. So that'll be 18 to 30. So if there are referral pipelines here for young adults who have a mental health diagnosis, we'd really love to help catch them early, get them some structure and support, and then potentially help get them into the workforce as well. So I will put my email in the chat. If you haven't been by and you're interested in a tour and lunch, just let me know.
Thank you, Lauren. It sounds like a lot of exciting things are coming for Hope Clubhouse. We love to see that. And that garden is always so beautiful. And so thank you. All right, Lisa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Swanson. I am with Interfaith Charities of South Lee, who is not a stranger. Interfaith Charities is not a stranger to United Way, but I'm a newly executive director for this organization and just thrilled to be here. So happy to be here. So we've got multiple programs. Our largest program is our food pantry, and about 60% of our clients are Hispanic. So we are really chomping and waiting to see what is going to happen with the new legislations coming out and how that's going to affect our community. I think one of the things that we are struggling with a little bit with a new staff and a decreased staff are our access services. And that was something that I reached out to Angela about yesterday. So I'm hoping for a little bit of direction there. We're ramping up right now, getting ready to start VITA next week. And Mary has been wonderful as we've been limping along in our transition, getting us up and going. So if anybody has any questions about food pantries, I can probably answer that, but everything else I will be learning.
Well, Lisa, congratulations. I know you've been with Interfaith, so this is really exciting for the agency that you've moved into this role. So well deserved.
Thank you.
Keisha.
Hi, everyone. This is my very first meeting. My name is Keisha from Home Sweet Home Companions. Our mission is to combat isolation and loneliness among seniors and provide respite care for caregivers. And last year, we launched our community initiatives where we went into different nursing facilities and provided activities. And we had a beautiful response and we want to continue. And the next really big activity we are doing is having picture day for our seniors. So many times seniors, unfortunately, when you see obituaries and pictures, it's of them 30, 40 years ago, but I've always known my grandma or my grandpa to be grandma or grandpa, not 30, 40 years ago. So I really wanted to host a really big picture day for our seniors, bringing it to different facilities and also the community. And I am looking for partners, anyone who wants to help put on picture day for our seniors. It's going to be a very big undertaking, whether it's photographers, spaces, backdrops, access to printers so they can send pictures to their loved ones. I am looking to do this with as many people as possible. Do not want to do it alone. But yes, it's going to be a big undertaking, but I'm very excited. And thank you for having me. I'm going to leave my information below if anyone is interested in partnering. Thank you.
Thank you, Keisha. That sounds very exciting. I love that idea. Can you repeat your agency again? I'm sorry, I missed that in the very beginning.
Home Sweet Home Companions. We serve Collier in Lee County.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, that sounds very nice. All right. Malia.
Hi, Madison. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. My name is Malia. I'm the new volunteer coordinator here at United Way, Lee, Hendry, and Glades. And I just wanted to introduce myself. And if anyone had any volunteer opportunities that they wanted to let me know of, you can always reach out to me. I'll put my information down below. This is my first time with United Way, and I've only been here for a week, and I'm super excited to be a part of this team. And thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to the United Way family, Malia. We're excited to have you on board.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Any other agency updates? I see Nancy tried to get out of it easy and put it on in the chat, but Nancy, congratulations. You're in a new role. Would you like to introduce yourself to the network here?
Hi, everybody. Yes, I am in a new role, and I just have to shout out to Angela and Brenda and the We Care team. I am so thrilled to see how much they are going to just take that and run even further. That was where I was before, but now I've stepped into the role as the executive director with the Beacon of Hope out here on Pine Island. Pine Island is a very special place. It is my home. So it is really working with the community that I'm a part of, and we do macro level social services. We provide services to children who come and apply with my rock star Guadalupe there, who does the DCF applications. She's just waving there. So we're a small staff, but we have a large impact with our community, and we are just looking to partner with anybody that works with senior citizens. We run the Beacon Bites program. Our program is different than some of the other home delivery services because we really look at the person and look at their bills so that we can qualify them. And I've discovered that it is a lot of seniors that did all the right things like we are doing now, working, putting away to that 401k, but it just doesn't stretch. So really just looking at the way our population looks like we will, but is struggling is very eye-opening. So everybody put away for your 401k. But yeah, any agency that likes to work with seniors, please reach out to us. I did put my email in the chat, and thank you, Madison, for calling me out. So
Thank you, Nancy. Lizette.
Hi there. Hi, everyone. Lisette Ortiz here, the Wellness Manager for Community Partnership Schools. I serve Fort Myers Middle and Colonial Elementary, and I'm here with Lisa.
I'm Lisa. I am at Franklin Park Elementary, and I'm the Wellness Assistant Director here, new this fall.
Yes, we're both pretty new in our positions, but I wanted to put in the chat an invitation for our Community Fun Day that we have coming up this Saturday at Franklin Park Elementary, an opportunity to tour the new Golisano Pediatrics Clinic that we have here, learn about more United Way resources. We're going to have some fun for the families. Things for the kids to do as well, and a couple prize giveaways. So I posted it in there. It's English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole to share with our community. So thank you guys.
Thank you, ladies. And that's a great opportunity to learn about the Community Partnership School. We didn't have time to cover that program at today's meeting because we did want to, leave room for our immigration conversation, but we will touch on that later this year. But this would be a great event if you're interested. All right, Patrice?
Patricia.
Patricia.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patricia Shaw. I am the Expanded Learning Manager with Colonial Elementary School with Community Partnership Schools. I've been with the organization now for about 3 weeks, so I'm fairly new. Looking forward, though, and excited about partnering and working alongside all of you community partners and organizations, as well as continuing the mission of United Way, helping those communities of Lee, Henry, and Glades.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we have Jennifer.
Hi guys, my name is Jennifer Youngs. I'm the new Child Impact Coordinator at Harry Chapin Food Bank. I oversee Lee, Henry, Glades counties, and right now I just started with Harry Chapin back in November. So right now I am in the process of getting to know all the schools, all the different site locations, helping them to improve their pantries, build up their pantries, and look for potential new schools that would like to start school pantries. If there is any organizations that would like to partner with Harry Chapin to maybe do a food drive on behalf of the schools or any of the other programs, we always welcome that. Again, I'm fairly new with Harry Chapin, but I very much am looking forward to not only working with the schools, but partnering with different agencies that can continue to help support the schools and the children that are in need.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Oh, Malia, and I think it's for Irina. I see her over your shoulder there.
The audio on my laptop isn't cooperating with me too well, but I'm the new volunteer center manager. So Malia and I work together side by side. So if you guys have any questions on volunteer opportunities or how to get on the volunteer portal, just come to Malia and I for anything that you might need.
All right, thank you.
I'll drop her email down below.
Yeah. Right. Anyone else? Events, resources, introductions? Okay. Well, look for our information coming for our February Immigration Special Edition of HSIN. And then we will also be hearing from, I don't think we've solidified it yet, but I'll kind of tease it. Upcoming HSIN topic, we're going to be hearing from Human and Veteran Services. We have some other great speakers lined up as we roll into this year, so stay tuned for that. So for those of you who we don't see at our Immigration HSIN, I'm sure we will see you, if not through our other United Way meetings. Some of you have fund distribution coming up, and of course, our regular HSIN. So thank you all so much for everything you do. I look forward to working with you and having a great 2025. And congratulations to all the new staff that introduced themselves today. It's a fresh start for the network. So thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Great job, Madison. Thank you.